In this video you will learn about group. The car is now formed of some single line and I want to make this whole object as one group. So select all the objects and click here in the group. Now they are group, and copy this group, say to okay, and now I want to edit the group, and I can do that by clicking here the group selection, and I can see that now all the objects are single piece. And for example, if I want to edit this, say I want to make some change here, and you can see that the group edit has no effect to the other group other object. So the object you editing is done only on that object. Now if you click here again, so they are group again, but the change is only in this group. And there is also another option, I can edit that. Say I want to draw a circle here and I want to add this to this group, because this is a group and this is not under the group. So I can do that by using this group edit option. Click here and click select group, and I can add object. So click this option, select this one and press enter. So now they are under the one group. This way you can make group. Now you can ungroup this by only clicking in this ungroup and click the object, and they are now ungrouped, but they are grouped. So if you want to ungroup all this object, you have to click them individually. So they are now ungrouped. So in this way you can make group of object. In this video I am gonna show you how to create block and insert block in your drawing. To create block you can use two different ways. Either you can go to this block panel and click this create button, and now click this select object, and you can select object and then press enter, and now if you give a name here, then it will be created. Or you can select object first, then go to this create icon, and you need to specify base point here. So click this icon and you can specify base point as any point, say this point, this point, this point. I am clicking the more or less center point as a base point. And now there is also three option, retain. If you check retain, it will not create the block. If you click this convert to block, it will create block, and that will be the block will be in your drawing in model space. And if you create delete, if you select delete, it will create block and the block will not be visible in your drawing. You have to insert the block again. And the allow exploding is, if you check this option, you can explode the block later. And now give a name, say car2, and press OK. So block is created and it is not visible here. Then to insert the block, you need to go this insert icon and search for car2, and it is asking to specify any point, and it is referencing the base point I selected during the blocking. So click here, the block has inserted. Now go to copy, select object and make some copy here, done. Now select this one and try to change the layer. This is now in dimension layer, and I am trying to change this, say pen 2, but the color is not changing. And to change this color as per the layer, you have to follow some steps. So to edit this block, just double click on the block and OK. Now select the objects, go to home, and this is now under the car layer. And if I have the specific layer, then select all these as by block and by block, then close this block editor, say save change to cartoon, and now you can see the color has been changed. Now select this one and try to say hash, so whatever I am choosing, the color is changing. So this is one way. There is another way you can do. Select the object and now change this to layer 0 and make all these to bilayer. Okay, and now you can also change that to any layer. So it is changing, say star or say car. So this way you can change the color of the block object. If you change anything with going to any block, the change will be reflected to all this block. Go to this block and say draw a circle at approximately center of this object, then close, save, and you can see that the object has created in all the blocks. So the basic difference of group and block is this, that in block if you change that at any object, it will be reflected on all these objects in the same name, but in group it is not reflected. The change is done only at that objects. So this way you can create block and you can change, and now you can explode the block by going to this explode option here. Click this one and select and enter. The car is exploded. Now you can also use explode to explode the object enter, and now you can choose say layer and then press enter. So it has set with the current layer, so it is now changed. And now if I want to say I want to change all these cars with another design of car, you can redefine block. For example, say I want to change this car with this design. To do that, select this car and go to create and specify a point, say this point, and write the same name, car 3. I have the car 3 block, and convert to block, allow exploding, and say OK, and check click this redefine block option, and you can see that all this car, the design of this car has been changed. So this way you can change any objects which is totally different from the new one by writing the same name of the previous block. In this video you will learn the define attribute command. For example, in this drawing I have lots of room, and there is room tag and the room measurement. I want to create a attribute which I can copy in each room, and I can change that. To do that, there is a two text, sample text I have taken, and make sure that the text are justified with the middle center. Now draw a point, write PO enter at the center of each line of text, enter. Okay, now you can delete this text. Now go to this block panel and click this icon which is define attribute. And the most important thing of this attribute definition windows is tag, prompt, and default. The tag is the name of this tag, say name and measure, and the prompt is what is asking when you copy this attribute, say write room name and measure. The default is the sorry, I first want room name so it should be room name and write room name, and the default value I don't want to keep any default value, and so I am keeping this blank. And the justification, ensure that this is middle center, and style you can change any style, and the text height 6 as a 6 inch, and you have to check this one, specify on screen, and then press OK and click here, and I am clicking here. It is centering that in the middle of this point. Now again go to here in an attribute definition. Now say room measurement, right room measurement, this is blank, specify position, this should be middle center, and you can change anyone, and this should be 6 inch. Say OK, and now click here, done. Now you can delete this one and try to keep that at any layer, or you can keep that in text layer. Okay, text layer. Now make this 2-line block, right? Go to create and select object, select the first object, then the second object, because the selection of order is important here. Now click enter and name say room tag, and also click this pick point, and I am taking as almost center of this text, and now say delete, and it should be in inch, and now press OK. So the attribute has defined. Now go to this insert block, and you can find this room tag, click here, and when you clicking, this is asking write room name, say dining name, and measurement, say my room measurement is 13 feet 0 inch star 10 feet 0 inch. Now press OK. So it is done, and now you can copy this to any other room. So copy here and double click on this and say drawing, and click here, and you can change the dimension here. Say this should maybe bar feet, something like this, and this way you can copy this to all other room, and you can change the name. And in this way you can use the attribute command to make the room tag.